Good afternoon to you all. Yeah, what can I say? What can I do but to accept responsibility? We're at the same level. He's also a deputy minister. I'm a deputy minister. So after this, we'll take off the gloves. In your absence, Your Excellency, of course. Yeah. You'll be the referee. Oh. Let me start by recognizing Your Excellency, Honorable J. Chikwete, who is the former president of the United Republic of Tanzania, and a very long title, almost as long as my ministry, the alternate co-chair International High-Level Panel on Water Investments for Africa. I recognize you, sir. Madam Minister of Water and Sanitation, Honorable P. Majwadina, my brother and colleague, Deputy Minister David Mahlobo, Your Excellencies here present, ladies and gentlemen. Since I've been hijacked, I'll only take 2 minutes of your time. A lot of issues have been raised today, so I don't want to talk about problems, I want to talk about ways forward, right? First and foremost, just to thank the organizers for inviting us to this event. And I'm so happy that you invited us to Cape Town, because those that know the history of Cape Town will know just a few years ago, they were about to declare what they call, I think, a D-Day, is it? Day zero. And sadly, those that are on social media, they took full advantage of the Cape Townians. And I'm sorry to say, but I remember very well one picture of someone saying in Zimbabwe, we proposed the ring. In Cape Town, they proposed the bottle of water. And while some of us were laughing, the case was actually very serious. And I'm happy that at least the organizers chose this venue and this province, because I think that they've done a marvelous job. They've done a substantially great job. And now, funny enough, about 2 weeks ago, I bought a bottle of water in Zimbabwe, a glass bottle, and I looked at it and it said, made in Cape Town. And that's all the way north in Zimbabwe. So that really tells you that they've turned it around. Your Excellency, to feed off of what you were saying about the SDGs, there's not one SDG out of the 17 that doesn't rely indirectly or directly on water. And I think those that don't believe water is so important, if you just understand that part, because education, zero hunger, poverty eradication, all of that is really under there. Even protecting the girl child. We still have villages in Africa where, unfortunately, like you rightfully said, Your Excellency, is that the burden falls on the lady or the girl. And we have girl childs walking 8 kilometers plus. Very unfair. In this day and age, to be talking about this, it's a real big shame. So all SDGs, whether directly or indirectly, rely on water. Without water, definitely we cannot move our world forward. Not only Zimbabwe, not only South Africa, the world forward. Your Excellency, also, you made an important statement regarding national budgets. And if I recall, you mentioned about 5% national budgets. I think it's critical. We have, since our ministry is quite big, we have many other departments, but we also are signatories to the Malabo Declaration, which stipulates that 10% of our national budgets must go to agriculture. So when we now say agriculture is 10%, water and sanitation must have at least 5%. So if we can commit as African countries to 15% of our national budgets for agriculture, as well as water and sanitation, I think we'll have a very different continent. Sadly, I will tell you ahead that we only have 8.9% of our national budget for the 2025 allocated to us as ministry. And I raise this with our Minister of Finance all the time, that our ministry also has water. So we should really have 15%. What we can do with 15% and what we can do with 8.9% or 9% is really, it's night and day. So we need to advocate for something like that. In terms of strengthening, and like I mentioned, way forward, it all is completely dependent on political will. We are all African, or some of us maybe not African, but we are all African if we talk of the African continent and leaders of the African continent. There's no way that we cannot solve this problem. Yes, we need support, we need outside support, but if we really get our house in order, there's no way that as the African continent, that we should have this problem of water. We should actually be exporting our water. As my colleague mentioned, we are even looking at agreements now where we are mutually supporting, where provinces in South Africa require water, and we want to is done. The other 20% is getting your things in order. But the most important is the political will. In Zimbabwe, water is enshrined in the Constitution. It's a fundamental right. Constitution dictates everything. You might not like it, you may like it, you might not like it, it doesn't matter. The Constitution is what prevails. So water, it's an obligation, it's enshrined in our Constitution. Water policies must talk to sustainability. When we talk of underground management, in Zimbabwe we have people just drilling boreholes everywhere. We put a stop to it 2 weeks ago. We said, put your house in order. We want you to drill boreholes, but we need to be able to manage. We need to know how much you're extracting from underground. We can't just have 20 boreholes taking from the same streamer and then expect that that's going to be sustainable for future generations to come. We need adequate supply of water through our dams. We have a funny saying in Zimbabwe. We say we're the most dammed country. By dammed, I'm not talking about D-A-M-N. I'm talking about D-A-M. We have 10,600 dams in Zimbabwe. We have irrigation capacity of 2 million hectares. Now, maybe the question will come is, how many hectares are you currently irrigating? We're only irrigating 217,000 hectares. So we're at 10% of our potential as a country. And then you wonder why we have seasons where we're fully food secure, and then we have a drought, and then all of a sudden we declare a national disaster. We have to be sustainable. For us to be sustainable, irrigation development is the only way forward. So through that, we are right now on our books, we have 19 dams, but we want to complete by December of this year 2 major dams. One is called the Gwaishangani Dam, and I'll just talk about it very briefly, and the other one is the Kunji Dam. Kunji Dam will supply Harare, which is our main capital. The Gwaishangani will supply Bulawayo. In addition to supplying Bulawayo, by the way, we'll be conveyancing 276 kilometers. Gwaishangani Dam is 276 kilometers from Bulawayo. So our excuses now all of a sudden of, it's too far. That's a thing of the past. If we can pump water 276 kilometers and it be viable, then you can pump water from anywhere, whichever side of your country, to whatever side that the water needs to go. But the important point is that the water source is there. In addition to that, we're no longer talking about dams as the project. We're talking about what that dam generates. We're talking about rural industrialization. We're talking about the tourism that that dam has. We're talking about power. The Gwaishangani Dam, for example, will generate 10 megawatts of power for the region. We are talking about irrigation development. The Gwaishangani Dam will irrigate 10,000 hectares, again, to support the most vulnerable rural people in our country. So these are the things we're doing. We also have a program of drilling 35,000 boreholes. Why 35,000? We have 35,000 villages in Zimbabwe. So we're drilling 35,000 boreholes. We're drilling 9,600 boreholes for every school in Zimbabwe. And we've even moved on to now convert these to what we call village business units or school business units, so VBUs or SBUs. And what this is simple. The borehole, the water is the enabler. So we've drilled the bore, we are currently drilling the bores. We've drilled just over 5,000 bores as we speak. We are converting that now to it being an economic enabler for the community. We have 4 water tanks. We have solar systems coming in there. We have a 1 hectare nutritional garden. And we have 2 fish ponds for every village business unit in Zimbabwe. So if you look at that, that means there's 35,000 hectares of nutritional gardens. We're now answering food security. We're now answering nutrition security. We are also rural development, very, very important, because you're bringing now economies of scale to the most poorest communities of your region. So this is what we're doing. And from this, the overarching policy that enshrined in our documents, in our blueprints by His Excellency President Mnangagwa is Vision 2030. This all falls under Vision 2030. With regards to our ministry specifically, we have the Agriculture and Food Systems Rural Transformation Strategy. Within that, if that wasn't enough, we have Rural Development 8.0, which is where the VBUs are housed. And then we also have the Irrigation Rehabilitation Development Plan, where in the next 5 years we want to reach the 500,000 hectares from the 217,000 hectares of functional irrigation. This is a whole of government approach and is required. What is the biggest stepping stone? The biggest stepping stone is us. We are our own enemies. We need to open up. We need to bring in financing. There were great ideas presented in the last few presentations. Yes, money can come from government budgets, but it's never enough. Yes, money can come from donor partners, but it's never enough. Where us as a country, we lack is private investment. So this is what we're targeting now. We're targeting how we can incentivize the private sector to come in, to be part of the 35,000 balls, the 35,000 VBUs that we are setting up. Only with the private sector involvement can we really take this. Government and other partners, 20%. Private sector must do 80%. How do we do that? How do we make projects bankable? This is where we struggle, but this is where we're going for. So those that are interested to partner with Zimbabwe, we're here. And let me finish off by reading this statement word for word. Zimbabwe stands ready to participate towards the African Union Water Investment Summit of this year in order to develop water and irrigation development to ensure a healthy, prosperous, food, nutrition, fiber, secure nation, leaving no one and no place behind. God bless you all. Thank you.
Can the water start flowing from Musina, from Beitbridge to Musina? Comrade Deputy Minister, we need, our fight is to start to dig the trenches there. And His Excellency President Kukwete will be in a position to monitor that we do the job. And then Minister will do the oversight on us. Let's try to move on question of time. We're supposed to have taken a coffee break. If you want to wash your hands or pass water, you'll just do it quietly. We had the problems of the glitch. On the Polka level, the last one, we have the Minister of Infrastructure for the city of Buenos Aires in Argentina, the chair for Global Water Partnership, a very, very important partner. His Excellency, Honorable Minister Pablo is online. We can just, the team, if we can proceed and also manage the question of the volume. I think we've got our stepping right now. Can we proceed and allow the Minister?
Hello, everybody. Are you able to listen to me fine?
Yes. We are very loud and clear, Your Excellency. You can proceed.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for the invitation to join this event to prepare for a successful outcome of the water investments in the upcoming summit this year. I do have the experience in organizing a G20 from Argentina a few years ago, and it is a challenging event, but also a possibility and an opportunity to consider and to push for significant issues worldwide. For GWP, it is honored to be invited to support South Africa and the African Union in convening the African Water Investment Summit in the context of the G20. As you said before, I am addressing you from Buenos Aires, Argentina, where I am a Minister for Infrastructure and Water, and also Argentina, as a fellow of the G20 and member, is fully behind South Africa and the African Union in prioritizing water investments in the G20. Excellencies, ministers, invited guests, on behalf of Global Water Partnership Organization and over 2,800 members in our network globally, today and ahead of 2025 World Water Day, I am pleased to announce, and this is very significant for us, the establishment of the headquarters of the GWPO Transition Office in South Africa. This office in Pretoria is part of a global transformation agenda. And what we are looking for, is water investments in the context of the global climate emergency. In February 2025, in the light of an increasing global climate emergency and increasing challenges on water security, including floods, droughts, and water shortages, GWP Global Board, which I chair, adopted resolutions for a global transformation agenda for climate resilient water investments. By 2030, our goal is to at least mobilize $15 billion towards climate resilient water investments, which will be leveraged by GWPO as a part of our global transformation agenda. The G20 countries are a priority for us and for our new GWPO headquarters location, including South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, China, and others. And we are already maintaining conversations and talks with all these potential locations for defining our new headquarters. The Global Transformation Council will lead high-level engagement with leaders of G20 member countries, MBDS, climate funds, and global leaders for a transformation of water security investments in the context of global climate emergency. GTC will comprise current and former head of states, MBDS, global leaders, and high-level representatives from the public and the private sector. I'd like to congratulate His Excellency Yakaya Kikwete, whom I met in New York a couple of years ago, for his appointment as the co-chair of the Global Transformation Council. Also, my congratulations to our host today, Honorable Penny Mahodina, South African Minister of Water and Sanitation, for accepting the invitation to join our Global Council as a member in her capacity as the G20 President Minister responsible for water. The vision of GWPO is a secure world. This includes effective governance, managing the water equitably, water security and economic growth. This is water investments leading to economic growth, and mobilize climate resilient water investments. GWP comprises 13 regional water partnerships and altogether over 2,800 members. Let's move on, please. Yes. So we are now, as a decision of our board, decentralizing our governance into 4 continental technical support hubs, which will be embedded into the GWP regions. And they will be Africa, located in South Africa, embedded in the GWP Southern Africa and Africa coordination. The second one, Asia Pacific, located in Indonesia, embedded in GWP Southeast Asia. The third one will be Europe, located in Greece, embedded in GWP Mediterranean. The fourth one in Latin America and the Caribbean, located in Brazil, embedded in GWP South America. The 4 hubs will work together with the support of GWP Regional Water Partnerships in the effort to assist countries improve water security investment as a part of the global transformation. Once again, we are honored to support South Africa in convening the Africa Water Investment Summit. And please count on our continued support. I look forward to visit you, Honorable Minister Mahodina and President Yakaya Kikwete, as we advance the global transformation agenda with leaders of the G20 and the local global leaders. Not only an honor, but I count, GWP count with you to work together towards this significant global goal.
No, thank you very much, Your Excellency Minister, and on behalf of the work you do on the Global Council, and once again we join you to congratulate His Excellency our president for being the co-chair, and congratulate Her Excellency, our Minister of Water and Sanitation in South Africa, of being a member and also the G20 president on the water segment.